Hello everyone and welcome to Judy's Creations in Crochet. Today is September the 25th, 2025, and I'm so excited to be here with you today, and I have so much to share with you today that I just hope I don't forget anything. Um, I have to tell you that I am actually taping this on my birthday. Because I have some presents to open, I thought how fitting it would be to actually open them on my birthday. And that would give me a day to edit everything before this drops on Thursday, which is the 25th. And it's also my 4-year podiversary of this channel. And one other thing, this is weekly issue number 200. So I've done other videos for my mals I do monthly, and a couple of live videos and that. So I've really done more than 200 videos, but my regular weekly shows, this is number 200. So we have a lot to celebrate today, and I'm very excited, and I'm going to start with what I am wearing. This is one of my favorite shawls. First of all, it is made with a yarn from Ravenswood, and it's always very soft, and hopefully you can see that it's in one of my favorite colors, and it has sparkle. Can you see the light bits of sparkle? And the shawl is the Zerzur shawl. I've shown you this several times before, and I've made this shawl 3 times in different yarns. I'd like to make it again, but there's so many out there I want to make. And this is a pattern that is from Reggie at J Hook Crochet, and I will link it in the description box below. She is on Etsy. She has a YouTube channel too. She doesn't do a lot there anymore, but every now and then you'll see her pop on. Just recently, she showed us, I think, a visit to a yarn store. So all the way around, this is one of my favorite shawls. Yarn from Ravenswood, and a pattern that I really, really like. And I had to save it for my birthday show. So what are we going to do today? Well, I'm going to kind of start with normal things, and then we'll get into all the excitement and the fun. And normal means that I'm going to show you, I thought I was going to show you one FO and a whip. And I surprised myself, and I have 2 FOs. First of all, I did finish the butterfly shawl. It's a shawl I worked on for the butterfly mal, but it's up being blocked. Words aren't coming to me too easy today. It's being blocked, so you'll get to see it later in the week. Actually, I should talk about that now while I'm on that subject. Your pictures for this month are due to me on the 27th, which is this Saturday. And I will use Sunday to do some videotaping and Monday to edit. And Tuesday, next Tuesday, is the end of the month. And that means we have a slideshow on next Tuesday. Now you're going to get double dose of me next week. You're going to get the slideshow on Tuesday and then my regular show on Thursday. But remember, your pictures of your finished items have to be to me Saturday, so that I can get busy on Sunday. Anyhow, so that aside, for those of you that may be new, you might want to watch that video next Tuesday where I will be explaining, if you don't understand all that I'm talking about when I say butterfly mal. And you can participate anytime. Some people do it every month. Some do it the months they have free. It's whatever. Whenever you have the time. So we'll talk about that next Tuesday. So How did I get off on that? Oh, yes. My item is done. And as you know, I had two choices of yarn, and I had picked out a pattern for the second choice. And then when I got a few free minutes on the weekend to get started, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't in the mood. I just didn't want to work on it. So I put my focus in a different direction. As you know, I asked you for your suggestions last week on the poncho. And last week I decided, put it aside, put it in timeout. I'll come back to it at some point, who knows when, and I'll do something with it. And I let it sit. And I came to the conclusion in the last couple of days that I'm just going to put a normal cowl on it. I'll make it fairly tall so it can fold down. I won't really do any kind of adjustment to the neck. And the person can put the point at front, or they can put the point to the side. They can wear it how they want, because as a lot of people pointed out, you know, people do wear things off center and all that. And maybe they won't even notice it like I do once I put a cowl on it. So I am going to probably start tonight. I didn't think I'd be able to, but I think I'm going to start tonight to work on a cowl for that poncho, which will only take me 1 or 2 days. I'm not going to put a huge one on. 2 days at most, and it'll be done. So we'll be able to talk about it next week. Now, I have been talking to you for the last few weeks about the blanket I was making for the month. And I did finish this on the weekend. And here it is, completely done. And this is the thistle stitch that I used for it. And I have been linking it in the description box. I used Cupcake, is kind of covered over because I've taped it, from Lion Brand. And you can see there is a decent amount left of the cake, not enough for much of anything. And I had hoped to do a second one because I have a third cake of this. Well, I measured it, and there's 50 something grams, and one of these cakes has 150 grams. So there's just barely over a third of it. So a third of it and another one isn't enough to do a blanket. I would have needed at least a half, and there isn't enough for a blanket. Maybe down the road, I'll think about making a matching hat and scarf, or I might just donate it to a group that makes things for donation. So I did finish that lapgan. And when I finished it, that's when I was going to start my second butterfly item. And definitely I lost interest in it. So I said, oh, well, I'll get a start on my blanket for next month. Now, you know that most of the time I work on it when I take Rose to therapy. And I took Rose to therapy yesterday, and that's when I started. Well, I started it just before I left the house because I wanted to measure the base. So I had the right measurement before I left. And yesterday was actually the last therapy session we'll be going to. There won't be any more. So I'm just going to have to make time once a month to make us a lapgan. So I started another one, and I thought it would be yesterday and today for sure, maybe a little longer to finish it. And I started it. I decided that I did a count, and we have a good amount done for them for next March. So I decided, okay, I have 3 more different colors of this Bernat blanket yarn patchwork. Is special Bernat blanket patchwork. And if you remember, I think it was last January, might have been February, when I knew we were going to be doing this, I went into Yarnspiration and I bought this in, I think it was 6 different colors. It was on such a good sale. I got it at about half price. I think it's usually around $18, $17.99 or $18.99. I got it at 40% off, and then there was another coupon to get another 10% off. And so I got these at $9.19. So I need 2 cakes to make one of these, almost. A little over, I haven't measured this. I'm going to say about a cake and a half. So I was quite happy to get that sale, and I bought enough to do a lot of blankets for the donation we're going to be making next spring. And I decided, you know what, there are 3 colors left. I'm going to work on these 3, and that'll be more than enough for me to get made, because the other people that are working with me are also going to get 3 made, and we have 50 already. So we'll easily get to 60 by next March. So I decided to use, this is the Bernat blanket patchwork. This one is in the color Purple Pop. It is a number 6, so it's super bulky. And I used a 9mm. It says 8mm here, and I did have an 8mm out, but I just didn't think it was catching the yarn as well as I liked. So I used a 9mm. Well, you know, when you're working with such bulky yarn and a 9mm blanket, it works up quickly. And when I do this yarn that's so heavy, I don't bother with fancy stitches or anything, because it is hard sometimes to see the stitch. So I do a moss stitch, and I started. Then I came home and I decided to keep working on it because I didn't know what else to work on yesterday. And I worked until almost bedtime, and I finished another blanket in the moss stitch. That's upside down. Yeah, there we go. And it's quite pretty. I really like the colors in this one, and I love the squishiness of this yarn. So I have this much left. Maybe I can weigh it. Take the band off and see how much I have here. No, that can't be. I don't know what we're weighing in grams. Okay. We have 192 grams. 192 grams out of 300 grams. So that seems like an awful lot. I guess I didn't use as much in there. This is almost 2/3 of a cake. And 2/3, and it has 220, so 70. About, I'm guessing I have about 140 yards here. So I'm thinking, you know, I don't want to waste it. What could I make with this? A super bulky 6. Is it enough to make a cowl? Would somebody like a cowl in that heavy yarn? The other thing I'm thinking of I could make is an ear warmer. I think this would make a wonderful ear warmer. I have to guess it's enough. It looks like a fair bit. So I'm going to be looking around. I'm not going to do it right away. Sometime probably in the new year, I think I might decide to make an ear warmer or a cowl, something like that. If you know what I can make with this amount of yarn, I'd love to hear it. Something simple, obviously, that will work up in a number 6. What do you use a number 6 for? Just that much. So I finished it in one day. I blew myself away. I didn't think I would be done. I thought I'd be working on it today, and I'd work on the poncho tomorrow when I have a little more time. But here I am. I had a schedule. So that's what I have finished this week, and haven't started anything. I have to make a decision what to start next. definitely I'll finish the poncho this week first and then think about what I'm going to make next. But I've decided I am not going to make that second item for the butterfly mal. I love that yarn. It's beautiful sparkle yarn, but you know, it won't go bad. I'll think of something I really feel like making it into at some point, or maybe even adding a third skein of something. Not sure what. If I could come up with a sparkle in teal or aqua, I might put them together, or even a purple, the right color of purple. I've got purple over there. I'm not sure it's the right color, but I might add a third one and do something else. So anyway, that's what I finished this week. Now, what's the next thing? I think I'm going to start opening presents. I think it's going to take us a little bit of time, and it's been quite amazing. Now, I'm going to start with something that I was told is not a birthday present. So I'm going to start with that. This was sent to me via Cathy. Cathy stopped at a craft show in Blenheim, which is, I don't know, 20 minutes outside of Chatham. And she had a visit with Tammy again. And Tammy sent this with Cathy and told her to give it to me. And she said, and make sure she knows it's not a birthday present. So, okay, I just held on to it until the time I was opening them all. I did open the card, and to me, that looks like it's meant for a birthday. There's a candle sitting in amongst all those little sprinkles. They look like the sprinkles you'd put on the top of a cake. And she just wishes me a good birthday. So thank you, Tammy. Quite original. So let's see what's in here. I don't have a whole lot of space. I got stuff all over the place. And it looks like it's a picture frame. Yes, I have a picture frame. Let's see what we have. Oh, Tammy. She looked like a good mate for my co-host. Would they make a good pair? Thank you very much, Tammy. That's cute. We'll put you over here. I think you can stand up on the floor because I don't have any more table space. I got things all over on this table. First, I want to acknowledge that I've received a number of cards. Start out by saying that I received a lovely e-card from Bonnie. Thank you very much. It was very pretty, very fallish. In fact, I have to tell you how my day started. Well, not exactly started, but close to it. I got up from my chair after doing my things that I read in the morning to go out and check on the weather to get ready to go to my dance class. And there in the mailbox was a card and a little baggie of cookies. A friend of mine from church had stopped by, I guess, pretty early in the morning, quietly, and put this card and baggie of cookies in my mailbox and closed it up. So I started, that's basically how my day started. So let's look at these various cards. This first one, wishing you a wonderful birthday. In purple, get something purple. And I won't read it all, but it's best wishes from Linda and Daisy May. That's her furry friend. Thank you very much, Linda. Linda is in Illinois. And hopefully these will fit here. Then I have another card here. Have a perfect day. So appropriate. And that's from Adam. Again, I won't read the personal messages, but that's from Adam. Thank you very much, Adam. I appreciate that. Then I have on your birthday with a butterfly, again, appropriate. And may all your wishes come true. And that's from Robin. And Robin is in Ontario, about 2 hours from here. So thank you very much, Robin. I appreciate that. And finally, there is a story with this card. First of all, it says birthday wishes. And there is, of course, a note inside. May they all come true. And this is from Debbie P. Debbie P is in Arizona. And here's the story. Inside in her note, she let me know that she had sent me an EFA gift certificate. And I was very grateful. The best word I can come up with. But here's the story. She told me it was coming from EFA, a gift certificate. What am I thinking? I don't know. My brain's not on. I'm thinking it's coming in the mail. I think it's a physical gift card coming in the mail. And so I kept an eye out for it a bit. And then after a while, I don't know the whole sequence because I contacted Debbie and Debbie contacted me once and we were back and forth a couple of times asking me if I had received it. And I said no. And it was in the first back and forth that Debbie pointed out that it would be an email. So then when it didn't come, I emailed her and I said, well, I haven't seen it yet. This is probably 10 days, maybe even 2 weeks after I got the card. And I said to her, but you know what the problem might be is that Debbie would have given my email that she knows that is for my YouTube channel. And I said, when I do business with EFA, I use my personal email account. They're both Gmail. I said, maybe that's the problem. I don't know why, because I could send it to the YouTube email and I would get it because I checked both of them multiple times a day. But I said, maybe their problem is the email. And I told Debbie what my personal email was. Well, later, a few days later, she sent me a copy of the correspondence and they said, oh yes, we have that email. But still, I didn't see anything. And then one day, Debbie did another correspondence with them, and I forget what they said to her, but she sent me a copy of it. The next morning, when I got up and opened my email, it opened to, like, I flip back and forth. You can do that. I don't know how many of you have multiple emails, but I have the 2 in Gmail, and it's just, you know, a couple of clicks and you go from one to the other. And I happened to open up the email that is my YouTube email, the email that all of you know. And there in bold, it said, Expression Fiber Arts. What's the word they use? Oh my, Expression Fiber Arts. Sorry about that, but I had to go look up the word, and I was drawing a blank, and I just had to go and look. Expression Fiber Arts Promotions. That's what it said. And I thought, oh, well, maybe, I don't know, they have a promotion. And I, not thinking, I opened it, and it said that I had been given a gift card. You know how it says those things, blah, blah, blah. And I had to open the attachment, and there was the picture of the gift card that Debbie was sending me. So I closed it out. I think I was going to go and email to Debbie to let her know it had arrived. And then I went back in my email. It was gone. I said, I don't know how it could disappear. I didn't delete it. I didn't put it in trash. I didn't do anything. It was gone. I thought, oh my goodness, I didn't even make a copy of it so that I have the code that I need. Oh my. So then I thought, well, maybe it went into trash or something, junk mail. So, you know, at the side, it has drafts and trash and important and all those different categories, other files. And I went into trash and whatever, it wasn't there. Junk mail, it wasn't there. And then I'm looking again and I see this tab that says promotions. I thought, well, that's strange. What's that about? And I click it on. It opens up. Well, it had, I don't know, dozens of emails that were promotions from various companies. And there was the email from EFA and another one. There were two about the same gift card. There were two of them. So we know they sent it, and I opened that up, and right away I took a picture of that screen with the gift card so I wouldn't lose the code, because I thought, who knows where this will go the next time I close it out. So after I looked at it, I'm looking at what the heck is in this file, and I'm telling you, dozens and dozens. But about, I don't know, 3 or 4 emails down, there was another email that said gift card from, and then it had a name. And now I'm drawing a blank and I feel really bad about that. But somebody else had also sent me a gift card. I didn't know, and that person hadn't told me. And there was another gift card. Well, I opened it up, took a picture of it right away too. And maybe if I can find it. No, I can't find it. Oh yes, here it is. Nope, that's not it. Meredith. Thank you, Meredith. Meredith is in Ohio. And Meredith also sent me a gift card even farther back than Debbie did. So it would have been totally lost because I didn't know she'd sent me one. She didn't send me an email saying she had. And I really appreciate both these ladies for the gift cards they have sent me. You were both very generous and I appreciate it. And you know I will enjoy using them. So I just want to tell you folks, make sure that you check out to see if you have a promotions folder and have a look at it once in a while. There might be something important in it. So anyway, I go about my day, I let them know, I thank them both, and then I switched my email to my personal email. Well, there, lo and behold, was finally an email from EFA telling me that here was this gift card from Debbie. After the fact, but anyway, but here's another interesting fact. If you look down the side where it has, you know, important and trash and junk and all the rest drafts, I do not have a promotions folder on that email account. So some of you might have one, some of you might not. But if you do have one, check it once in a while. I think I'm going to write to EFA and suggest that when they send gift cards to people, they don't send it out with promotions in the subject line, because it maybe it reads it, it must, and automatically put it in a promotions folder, which then people won't find them, because I never would have found Meredith's if I hadn't been busy looking for the one from Debbie that seemed to be lost. So anyway, that's my saga of the gift cards. Thank you very much, ladies. So now I have gifts from several other people here to open, and I'm going to just, they're sitting all over. I'm going to start with this one on the table. This one came in the mail, I think at the end of last week. It's from Lisa. Lisa is in Sarnia, and Lisa, I met Lisa at the craft show the first year I went. So let's open the card first. And this card is beautiful. Butterflies and in my color. And Lisa, I know, makes these herself. She does a lot of different crafts. There is a note inside. Again, I won't read that to you, but Judy, have a nice birthday. And this is cute. I can read this. There's nothing better than a friend, unless it's a friend with chocolate, in brackets, or yarn. Very, very cute. Thank you, Lisa. A lovely card. So I'll just put that up there for now. And I know that what is in here is all handmade by Lisa. So she has made me a little bit of a strap here, beaded. She does a lot of different crafts, obviously. And then we have a notebook. She mentioned it in her note. I did read the note ahead. And look at this lovely notebook she has made. Hi there, buddy. Finally woke up, did you? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Friend with the purple butterflies. And it opens up. And here's a little pouch. Wing scales reflect light that creates different colors. And she's made a bookmark here with all kinds of words and crochet terms on it. Of course, in purple and blue. Thank you so much. And hi, friend. And then I can write through this. And you know what? I think this may be where I keep notes about my, I have to make notes about getting ready for, oh, she's put some pretty pictures throughout it as well. Oh, and some sayings. I will go through and take a closer look later. I won't take a lot of time here, but that's quite lovely. And I'll be making my show notes in this. Thank you very much, Lisa. Okay, then I got a big surprise in the mail yesterday. This is all garbage. And I got a package that came from Gary. Gary is Urban Yarn, and he lives in BC. And he was smart to wrap it inside. I did open the package it came in, and I did open the card. And he basically wished me happy birthday. And he thinks this is something I like. So let's just see. We'll put the card up there. Thank you. And you want to help, do you? No, I don't need your help. Now this paper feels like, not quite like cloth, but I do remember at school they used to make paper in the art class. This feels sort of like that. It's heavier than paper. I don't know, Gary, if you've made this or what, but it feels sort of like cloth. Take the tape off of it. And again, Gary, I really want to thank you for thinking of me on my birthday. Yeah, I'm always careful opening things. You can't get up, buddy. I'm kind of busy here. Yeah, you'll just have to watch from down there. Maybe in a minute after I open this, I'll pick you up and you can say hello to the people. Oh, wow. Okanagan. Yes, that's out in BC. I have had yarn from Okanagan Dye Works before, and this has purple in it. That's lovely. And sort of a Halloween kind of combination with the orange and purple and gray. That's very pretty. And there's still more in here. There's still more. So we'll put that up there, and then we'll see what's in this tissue paper. Feels like there's a couple more in there. Ooh, oh, 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 oh. I don't know how to say this. I see people getting this yarn. Araucania. I didn't look at what this is made of, but it felt like your typical sock yarn. Yes, 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon, and it's 425 yards. This Are they all the same? Whoops, almost hit you in the nose. I guess they're all the same. And they have 110 yards each, 50 grams, 50% merino and 50% silk. Well, you can tell there's silk in it. Look at it. Now, I don't know if they have color names, but I'll show them to you. I really like that combination of browns with the pinky purple. It's Grace Wool. I'm guessing that's the name of the base. I don't see color names. No. But there's the first one. Just a minute. Be patient. I'll pick you up in a minute. I love that one. And then here's one that's golds. And finally, this one is very, very fall with a burgundy and orange. I wish they had color names. Yeah. Aren't these beautiful? Look at those. Thank you very much, Gary. Those are lovely, and I love silk. Now, they don't say on here 110 for 52. I'm going to guess that this is a DK weight because it's definitely heavier than fingering. So those are very, very pretty. Thank you. Thank you for thinking of me, Gary, and that was very generous. Look at all of that. That's lovely. Okay, now we're going to move. Okay, you want to say hello? Come here. You got to make a brief appearance, huh? There's my skinny dude. Say hello. You won't be able to say hello to the people. Say hello. Yeah, you can't sit up here for long because I've got more presents to open. We got things to do here. Yeah. Yeah. I got a lot of things to do yet. So we got to keep moving along here. Yeah. He's going to stay for a couple minutes and be in the way. So I'm going to try to grab, I don't know which to go next. This one's on the floor. That might be harder to open with him in the way. So I'll put that back down there. And I'm going to start on Diane. Diane sent me a gift, and it had a number of things in it. A little extra skein of yarn here, just for me. It had some chocolate goodies, and Diane, you'll be proud of me. I still have one of them left, but I did indulge in a couple of other chocolate bars. So she said, these are not crochet related, or at least they're not yarn related. So we have a couple here that I can open while he's sitting on my lap. I suspect I know what this one is because I made a comment when she gave Cathy one for Christmas in July. And she said, would you like one of those? So I knew that she was probably going to send me one of these. But it's got a little something extra. We're going to have to rip the paper. Yes, we're going to have to attach a charm when you put a project away. Know what size hook you use. Oh, so it has, yes, I actually have some tiny ones that I never remember to use. These are letters. Oh, that says 6 and that says 5, but over here we got G. I guess they're two different sides, so you can see the goodbye. You can see both the millimeters and the US sizes. I go by millimeters, and this is from a company called Ami by Angela. So those are pretty and purple. And yes, it is the crochet stitch card deck. And I've been I won't open it. It's sealed right now. We don't have time to do that. But I don't know. Down the road, I'm thinking of maybe doing a project together where I draw the stitches from the card deck and we do a project together. I'm going to give that some thought for another time. Tell me what you think of that idea. So that's the first part. There are 3 parts here. Oh, there's the card. Maybe I should open the card first with a little fox. So, groovy. I haven't been groovy in I don't know how long. Shake your birthday groove thing. Happy birthday. Thank you, Diane. I'll put that with these other cards. Put that in garbage. And I think there's a couple of things in here. It feels like it could be a pattern book with some other little goodies on top of it. He's laying on the paper now. He's happy. He got to say hello, and now he can lay on the stuff I throw on the floor. So, well, she wraps it well. Oh dear. Oh, Crayola pencils and a pencil sharpener. And I think without turning it over, I have a coloring book. So we have cats to color. Yeah, thank you very much. I haven't colored in a number of years. I've been busy doing diamond painting lately. Because I have some gifts I want to get done for Christmas. But then maybe, because I think she heard me saying I need to relax and back off of so much crocheting, and this would be an alternative to relax with. And Crayola, remember Crayola from our days at elementary school? And finally, we have this box. And I can't guess what that is. It's a box inside there that's going to open up to something. And I don't think I can open this without ripping it, so what the heck. You don't want to sit here forever while I try to open it carefully. And it is well taped. Oops. Sorry, I had a bit of an interruption. As you can imagine, since it is my birthday, I received a phone call, and this was from a friend who we exchange birthday phone calls. Our lives are fairly busy, but we were very close friends in university, and I had to take that call. So I had to put things on pause, and now we're back. And this is what was in the last box. A puzzle of cats. Now, thank goodness, Diane, it's only 500 pieces, because something as busy as that, I wouldn't want any more pieces than that. But, you know, possibly in the spring, I'll clear off my table in the other room, and I'll set this out and do that. So thank you so much for all the goodies you sent me. The book, coloring book, and puzzles, and the book of crochet patterns. So thank you very much, Diane. Okay, we still have more to open here, and having started and stopped this video twice now, I don't know how long it's been. I'm going to keep going to cover everything, and if it's a little longer, well, this is a special day, so it can be a little bit longer. So I have another gift back here, and this is a bag from Cathy, and I'll reach in and get out the card, and ooh, this looks like a handmade one also. Cathy, do you make, oh, handmade by Cathy. You know something, Cathy? I didn't know you made cards. I don't think you've ever mentioned it. Well, that is so pretty. Look at that. With the sequins in there. That is pretty. Cathy's into flowers. Thank you. That's nice. Thank you. Isn't that lovely? I'll put that down there, and then we'll see what's in here. It looks like there's a couple of things, so I'm going to start. I'm pretty sure those are yarn, but this has me intrigued. So it feels heavy. I think you've gone overboard again, just like Diane did. She went overboard too. Yeah. All wrapped in tissue, and I feel like it'll fall apart. Oh, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking there's some chocolate in, yeah. Oh, the ladies know me. Score, chocolate bars, and, oh my goodness, Dairy Queen gift card. Oh my. She knows I like my blizzards, so I'll be having a few blizzards with this. Thank you. Thank you. The bottom part, I guess. I was going to have a blizzard today, but blizzard isn't something that I think that Rose could handle, so we had caramel sundaes yesterday. So having had that yesterday, I thought, well, I don't need another one today, but I will definitely be making use of this. Thank you very much. And score bars, I certainly do like those, as both Cathy and Diane know. Ladies, I've been trying to cut back on my chocolate and my sweets, so, oh well, put that over there. I guess I'm getting too old to worry about it. Just eat. Eat and be merry, right? Okay, what's in here? I think, oh, there's something else here. Oh, okay, some soak for the things I have to block, and then tissue, and I think we have some yarn here. I'm going to start with this one. I'm just ripping it. We don't need to save it. Oh dear. Oh, isn't that a pretty color? Healing Hydrangea. And that I could tell by feeling it. It's Oasis Fingering. Isn't that a beautiful one? I don't know if I have one of these or not, but if I do have one, it means that I'll just make a bigger item because I love the color. And I make a shawl instead of a small neck piece. Oasis Fingering is 50% camel and 50% silk, and it feels heavenly, and it's a beautiful color. And this one feels bulkier, so what could this be? Because I don't think she would buy me bulky. Just must be the way it's been hanged up. I can see a beautiful color. And this is One Stitch More. I don't know if I've ever heard of them. Did you see them at the Berry Fiber Festival? Now, oh, this is MCN. It doesn't have the percentages, but it means it's merino, cashmere, and nylon. And there are 425 yards. So it does feel really nice. This is a little more heavenly, but that's the silk. But that feels nice. And 425 yards, so it definitely is fingering weight. But it has more of a, it's more substantial feeling. It but fingering in a gorgeous color. It's tonal. You can see a little bit of speckles of off color there. That's lovely, and it feels really nice. One Stitch More. I'm going to have to look them up. I've never heard of them. And I don't think you mentioned them in your videos, so you were probably trying to hide what you bought. Thank you very much, Cathy. I do appreciate them. Oh, and I'm going to be fat by Christmas. Oh, dear. Okay, I have one last gift. And again, I have a story. I received an email from Lillian. Lillian lives in Singapore. I have two ladies in Singapore that follow my channel, and Lillian very frequently, most of the time, participates in the monthly Mal. And she sent me an email in August, I don't remember how far back now, and just said, be on the watch for something for your happy birthday month. So I thought, okay, she has sent me something for my birthday. And I was thinking, my goodness, I don't know how much it costs to send something from Singapore. I've not ever tried to ship anything there. So I'm kind of watching a little bit and forgetting about it, really. And then one day, I happened to receive two parcels in the same day from EFA. I opened the one. I had to pay duty on one and not the, it wasn't duty, it was just our taxes, GST. Anyway, I opened the other one, and then I opened this package. And this package, I looked at it and I said, I don't think I ordered this. I don't think I would make this order. It was 4 skeins matching of Oasis fingering. Beautiful yarn. I'll show you in just a minute. But I'm thinking, I don't recall ordering this. So the next day I went into EFA and I looked back through every order I had made all the way back to January or February. And I said, well, I didn't make this order. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to contact EFA and tell them they sent me some yarn that was meant for somebody else. And then a light bulb went off and I said, oh, could this be what Lillian was talking about? So I contacted Lillian. I didn't want to make an assumption. So I contacted her and I said, Lillian, that parcel that you told me to be watching for, would it have been yarn from EFA? She said, yes, it was. I said, oh, 4 matching skeins? Yes, she said it is. And you blow my mind away, Lillian. This is Oasis fingering, and it is in the color September Sapphire. And you probably saw a couple of weeks ago, EFA did a big special promotion on September Sapphire that they had dyed, I don't know, 6 different bases in this color. And I, at that time, was looking at it and thinking that I might order some. And then I realized, oh, that yarn from Lillian is that color. But anyway, she sent me 4 skeins of this. It'd be enough for a sweater, I'm sure. Although I don't know that I would make a sweater in Oasis fingering, but it doesn't look it there, but I find when I'm working with it, it is a little thinner, a little lighter than most fingerings, average fingering. But it's 50% camel and 50% mulberry silk. And she sent me 4 of these. How beautiful. So anyway, after that big promotion on September Sapphire, I thought, oh, I'm going to go and check this out. So I did cake up 1 skein. This is part of Lillian's birthday present. And thank you so much, Lillian, for such beautiful yarn. You know me well. My color and my yarn choice. So here it is skeined up. So you can tell it is quite variegated. It's a variegated blue, not a tonal blue. Very busy. And after I caked it up, I decided to do a swatch because I really did want to see how this worked up. So I did a section here at the bottom. Oops, the other way around. I did a section here at the bottom that is the moss stitch because that's a popular stitch with me. looks quite nice. I don't have to worry about a pooling problem, I don't think. And then I did a few rows of just plain double crochets. And again, yes, it's variegated. Yes, it's busy, but I don't see like a pooling problem that would bother me. So I'm thinking, what could I make? Well, a big thing would be a blanket or a sweater. Maybe I'm going to make a couple other sweaters first, and maybe I would get adventurous and try to make a sweater, a pullover sweater out of it. But I'm also thinking that, you know what? Maybe I will make a shawl. I can use 2 skeins for one thing and a skein for something else. I want to make, I think, looking at how this works up, I'm thinking I want to make me one of those very tall, very long cowls. And it will take 500. It would take at least a skein and a half or more. EFA has a pattern that uses 3 skeins. I don't know if it uses all of them, but it has 3 colors in it. I may use that pattern. I think I'm going to make myself a really big cowl. Won't that look pretty on a navy top? And then I'll make some other things as well. I have time. It's not going to go bad, and I'll have it to make other things down the road. So that was a very, very generous gift. And with it, also, that was the other reason I didn't recall ordering this bag. It came with a bag. Now, I don't know if that came with the order or if she ordered it extra, because this did come straight from EFA rather than her sending something from Singapore. So I have another project bag, which I will open at a later date. So all I can say is I have been spoiled, really, truly spoiled from all of you with all of these beautiful gifts. I don't know how to thank you, all of you, properly. I love them all. Gorgeous, gorgeous yarns and all the extra goodies. Diane, I think she's tired of figuring out what yarn to get me and wanted to try something different. And they'll be fun to work with. I definitely going to come up with something that we can all do with these at some point. So that takes care of the birthday gifts I have received. And now it's time for me to give you some birthday gifts. You see, there is a reason you really should comment on my videos, because I like to give gifts, and I am going to give some birthday gifts. It's going to be a little bit harder this year, but I did have Mariana Mueller said that she had 2 patterns she would let me gift to my followers. So I have 2 patterns from her, and I have 2 patterns that I'm going to gift. And I would like to give a couple of skeins of yarn. But I said before I started, I'm just going to draw names and I'm going to see where they are, because you know that other than Canada, I'm not going to be shipping yarn anywhere else because of all this mess. But if it turned out there was nobody from Canada, then I would gift everybody patterns. So I'm going to now share the names with you. I'll put up a picture on the screen. As you know, I have to draw them ahead and take a picture because the program that I have to draw with is on this iPad. So I can't draw and videotape at the same time. So here are the 6 winners of prizes from me. The first one is Alley Cat Crochet. Congratulations, Alley Cat. I believe it's Alley. The second one is Nina's Knots Crochet. Congratulations, Lynn. The next one is Christina's Craft Table. Congratulations, Christine. The next one is Adam. Adam, I'm sorry. I'm not going to butcher your name. I'm not going to say it. But we know who Adam is from the UK. Congratulations to you. Next one is Heather F833. Heather is a relatively new follower of the channel. Congratulations, Heather. And finally, Judy Clem. And Judy Clem 65. And congratulations to Judy. Judy met me once at my craft show. She has been absent for a bit. She's been facing some medical problems and seems to be back with us now. I hope all is going well, Judy. So congratulations to you. Now, I want all 6 of you to email me after you see this video, and I will talk to you about what prize you are getting and how we will get that prize to you. But for the rest of you out there watching, you know, when I draw prizes, the prize pool is only, I think it said something like 29 comments. So, and I give prizes pretty regularly. So if you want to get in on a prize, you need to make a comment. That's the only way that I can see that you get something. So congratulations to those 6 people. Thank you for helping me to celebrate my birthday. Thank you to all the people that gave me gifts to help me celebrate my birthday. Now, I'm not quite finished. I have one more thing I want to tell you. Next week, it's going to be October. I think it's October the 3rd when we get together next week. I think I have my dates right. No, I think it's October the 2nd. Well, you know something? I have a calendar here somewhere. Where did it go? Here it is. Wasting time. Yes, it's October the 2nd, the next time we get together. So, as usual, being the first Thursday of the month, I will be doing a stash down. I don't think it will take me very long. And we'll do that first. I will have, by the end of this week, I have 4 items that I'll have finished for that. And we'll talk about those quickly. Also, in October, I think I've mentioned that I have received, much like an advent calendar. And each week, I'm going to open the number of minis from the previous week till that day. Now, next week, October the 2nd, I'll only have two minis to open that day. But then the following weeks, I'll have 7 to open. So that'll be kind of fun. They came in what Polka Dot Creek calls a bouquet. So they're all together bound with a cardboard piece to hold them together in a bouquet. And as I opened it, I saw it and I closed the lid real quick on the box. And I took the box of yarn to my friend Bonnie, and I took some tissue paper and she wrapped them all up, and they're in a box. And honestly, I don't know where the box went to. I think it's out in the other room. I left it out there because it's so full of stuff in here. So starting next week, we're going to, there's the box, back there on the table. Starting next week, we're going to be opening minis, and that should be fun. And I want to do one other thing in October. I'm going to describe it a little bit to you, and hopefully you'll want to play along, stitch along with me. I don't know how many of you remember, it was 2 years ago that I bought a kit, and it was in the fall, and it came as a bit of a game. You bought the kit, it had all the yarn in it. It had patterns, 6 different patterns in it. There were 6 colors of yarn, 6 patterns, and a pair of dice. And each week we rolled the dice, and one die would tell us what color to use, and one die would tell us what pattern to use. And I ended up making a very big asymmetrical triangle. I always do forget something. So here is, how many of you remember it? I know that some of you actually bought this kit. And these were the colors that came in it. And this was the asymmetrical triangle. And these are the patterns. Okay, that was another birthday call. Sorry. Anyhow, this is the asymmetrical shawl we made at that time. So I was thinking, I happened to see another YouTuber do something similar, but with a difference. And I thought I would like to do this again. But this time, I'm not going to use 6 different patterns. What I decided I'm going to do is pick a pattern and pick yarn. And I have 6 different colors of this yarn. It's from EFA. And it's called Luminous Tweed Fingering. I don't know if they still have it, but I happened to get 6 of these, and I thought this would be a good way to use it. I have 6 colors of yarn, and I bought some special dice, and one has the number 1 to 6, and the other dice have various other numbers. I'll pick one that's appropriate. And you roll the dice, and one will tell you what color to use, and the other one will tell you how many rows to do in the pattern. So I thought I would do that throughout October and even into November. And I was hoping you might like to join me. Now, there's 2 ways we can do it. I can tell you the pattern, and I will. It's called Zenor Quoit. I will link it down below. It's on Ravelry. And it's one of the patterns on my Make 9 that I want to make this year. I'm not going to get them all done, but that one. And if you want, you can work with me. You can pick out 6 colors of yarn. You can use scraps, leftovers, yarn you have. And I would roll every week, and it will tell us which color to use. So you need to number your 6 colors. And it will tell us how many rows of the pattern to do. It's a fairly straightforward pattern. And I think it has something like 180 rows in the pattern. So the dice that I have has numbers. I can pick a dice that has numbers up to 20, or I can pick them with bigger numbers. I'll think about it and look at them and decide by next week. Now, if you want to follow with me, you can do that and use the same pattern. Or if you have a pattern you want to make that has a substantial number of rows, it can't be too small, then you can use your own pattern, and I'll roll the dice every week, and we will do the number of rows we're told before the next week that we get together. So that's what I want to do during October and November. If you don't want to follow along, that's fine. If none of you follow along, it's fine. I'm still going to keep you up to date on what I'm doing with the colors that I have. And these are my 6 colors. So that's what I'm going to be doing throughout October and probably most of November as well. Depending, if I row a whole lot of 5, 6s, will be a long time finishing. But if I row a whole lot of 20s or 30s, it might get done fast. We'll see. But that's my plan in October. And I hope some of you will want to join in with me as we play that game. And of course, as we open up our Advent minis. So I think that's finally everything I had to share with you this week. And thank you again to everybody for sharing my birthday with me and making my birthday very, very special. I appreciate all the lovely gifts and all the well wishes that you've been sending me. Thank you. So until next week, happy hooking.